You're sitting there right now, maybe in your comfortable chair, maybe on your cozy couch, and you're thinking to yourself, is this all there is? You look around at your life, at your achievements, at your daily routine, and something deep inside you whispers, there's got to be more than this. And you know what? That voice is right. There is more, so much more. But here's the hard truth. That more isn't going to come find you. It's not going to knock on your door one day and say, hey there, I'm the extraordinary life you've been waiting for. No, my friend, that extraordinary life is waiting for you to come and grab it. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to clench your fist. Go ahead, do it right now. Clench it tight. Feel that strength. That's the power you have inside you. That's the force that's going to break you free from mediocrity, because mediocrity, it's a cage with an open door that we choose to stay inside because it feels safe. It feels familiar. But let me tell you something, that's safety. It's an illusion. The real danger isn't in taking risks. The real danger is in playing. It's safe for so long that you forget how to fly. You see, mediocrity is like quicksand. The longer you stay in it, the deeper you sink. And before you know it, you're up to your neck in a life that's just okay, just fine, just getting by. Is that really what you want? Is that really what you were put on this earth for? I don't think so. I think you were put here to shine, to excel, to push the boundaries of what's possible, to break free from that cage of mediocrity and soar. But how? How do you break free? Well, it starts with a decision that you're no longer going to settle for less than you're capable of, a decision that from this moment on, you're going to demand more from yourself. Now, I'm not talking about working yourself to the bone. I'm not talking about sacrificing your health or your relationships. I'm talking about raising your standards, about looking at every aspect of your life and asking, is this the best I can do? Because here's the thing, excellence isn't about perfection. It's about continuous improvement. It's about waking up each day and saying, today I'm going to be a little bit better than I was yesterday. Think about it. What if you improve just one every day? That might not sound like much, but over a year, that's 365 improvement. That's the power of breaking free from mediocrity. It's not about making giant leaps. It's about taking consistent steps in the right direction. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, but I'm not special. I don't have any extraordinary talents. And to that, I say nonsense, absolute nonsense. Every single one of you has something unique to offer this world. Every single one of you has a gift, a talent, a perspective that no one else has. The problem isn't that you don't have anything special. The problem is that you've been told for so long that you're ordinary that you've started to believe it. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's time to stop believing that lie. It's time to recognize the extraordinary potential that's inside you. It's time to break free from the shackles of mediocrity and step into your greatness. But let me be clear, all right? This isn't going to be easy. Breaking free from mediocrity isn't a walk in the park. It's a fight. It's a daily battle against the forces of complacency, against the voices that tell you to settle, against the fear that whispers, who do you think you are? But you know what? That fight is worth it. Because on the other side of that fight is a life beyond your wildest dreams. A life where you're not just existing, but truly living. A life where you're not just going through the motions, but making an impact. So how do we do this? How do we break free from mediocrity? Well, it starts with your mindset. You've got to shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, this is just who I am. A growth mindset says, I can become whoever I choose to be. And let me tell you, that shift in mindset, it changes everything. It turns obstacles into opportunities. It turns failures into lessons. It turns setbacks into setups for comebacks. But a mindset shift is just the beginning. The next step is action. You've got to start taking massive action towards your goals. And I'm not talking about doing the bare minimum. I'm talking about going above and beyond. I'm talking about doing what others aren't willing to do. You want to break free from mediocrity in your career. Don't just do your job, excel at it. Go the extra mile. Be the person who comes in early and stays late, not because you have to, but because you want to. Be the one who's always learning, always growing, always looking for ways to add more value. You want to break free from mediocrity in your relationships. Don't just show up. Be present. Listen deeply. Love fiercely. Be the friend, the partner, the family member who people can count on no matter what. You want to break free from mediocrity in your health. Don't just go on another diet. Transform your lifestyle. Make healthy choices not because you have to, but because you respect your body and want to give it the best. And here's the thought. As you start taking these actions, As you start pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, you're going to face resistance. You're going to face doubt. You're going to face fear. But that's okay. In fact, that's good because those feelings, they're signposts. They're telling you that you're on the right track. They're telling you that you're growing, that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're breaking free from mediocrity. And let me tell you something. On the other side of that fear, on the other side of that doubt, that's where the magic happens. That's where you discover what you're truly capable of. Now, I want to address something that often holds people back from breaking free from mediocrity. It's the fear of failure. So many of us stay in our comfort zones because we're afraid of falling flat on our faces if we try something new. But that's the truth isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every moment of excellence is built on a foundation of failures and setbacks. Think about it. Did Thomas Edison get the light bulb right on his first try? No, he failed thousands of times. But each failure taught him something. Each setback brought him closer to success. That's the mindset you need to adopt. You need to start seeing failures not as endpoints, but as stepping stones. Not as reasons to give up, but as opportunities to learn and grow. And let me tell you, when you adopt this mindset, when you start embracing failure as a teacher rather than fearing it as an enemy, that's when you truly start breaking free from mediocrity. That's when you start pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Now, I want to talk about another crucial aspect of breaking free from mediocrity. Your environment. You see, mediocrity is contagious. If you surround yourself with mediocre people, with people who are content to just get by, guess what? That attitude is going to rub off on you. So you've got to be intentional about your environment. You've got to surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who push you to be better. You've got to seek out mentors and role models who are living the kind of life you want to live. And it's not just about the people. It's about everything you let into your mind. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the shows you watch, all of these things are shaping your mindset, your aspirations, your beliefs about what's possible. So I challenge you, take a hard look at your environment. Is it supporting your growth or is it holding you back? Is it pushing you towards excellence or is it pulling you towards mediocrity? And if you find that your environment isn't serving you, have the courage to change it. It might mean having some tough conversations. It might mean letting go of some relationships. It might mean changing some habits, but life is too precious. Your potential is too great to let a toxic environment hold you back. Now, let's talk about goals, because breaking free from mediocrity isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about having a clear vision of where you want to go and a solid plan for how to get there. So many people drift through life without any clear direction. They work hard, but they're not working towards anything specific. And as a result, they end up somewhere they never intended to be, wondering how they got there. Don't let that be you. Set big, audacious goals for yourself. Dream big, and I mean really big. The kind of goals that make your heart race and your palms sweat. The kind of goals that other people might call crazy. Because here's the thing. Those big goals, they pull you forward. They give you something to strive for. They give you a reason to push through the tough times, to keep going when things get hard. But it's not enough to just set the goals. You've got to break them down into actionable steps. You've got to have a plan, because a goal without a plan is just a wish. So take that big goal and break it down. What do you need to do this year to move towards that goal? What do you need to do this month, this week, today, right now? And then once you have that plan, you've got to execute. You've got to take action. Because all the planning in the world don't get you anywhere if you don't actually do something. And here's where the rubber meets the road. Here's where breaking free from mediocrity really happens. It happens in those moments when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when you don't feel like pushing forward, but you do it anyway. It happens when you choose to wake up early to work on your goals instead of hitting the snooze button. It happens when you choose to put in extra hours on your project instead of watching TV. It happens when you choose to face your fears instead of running from them. Those choices, those moments of decision, that's where greatness is born. That's where you break free from the chains of mediocrity and step into your full potential. Now, I wanted to address something that often holds people back from breaking free from mediocrity. It's the voice of self-doubt. That little voice in your head that says, who do you think you are? You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not talented enough. Let me tell you something. That voice is a liar. Is the voice of mediocrity trying to keep you small? Is the voice of fear trying to keep you safe? And it's time to silence that voice. How? By proving it wrong. Every time that voice tells you you can't do something, do it anyway. Every time it tells you you're not good enough, show up and give it your all. Every time it tells you to quit, push harder. Because here's the truth. You are capable of so much more than you think. You have strengths and talents that you haven't even discovered yet. You have potential that's just waiting to be unleashed. But that potential, it's not going to unleash itself. You've got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You've got to be willing to take risks. You've got to be willing to fail, to look foolish, to make mistakes, because that's where growth happens. That's where breakthroughs occur. That's where you start to break free from mediocrity and step into excellence. Now, I want to talk about something that's crucial in this journey of breaking free from mediocrity: consistency. You see, excellence isn't about doing extraordinary things once in a while. It's about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, day in and day out. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about putting in the work, even when you're not seeing immediate results. It's about staying committed to your goals, even when the initial excitement is worn off. Because here's the built in a day. It's built day by day, choice by choice, action by action. It's the result of consistently choosing excellence over mediocrity, growth over comfort, progress over perfection. And let me tell you that consistency isn't always glamorous. It's not always exciting. There will be days when it feels like a grind. Days when you question whether it's all worth it. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the days that separate the extraordinary from the ordinary. Those are the days when you prove to yourself what you're really made of. So I challenge you, commit to consistency. Commit to showing up every single day, no matter what. Commit to doing the work, even when you don't feel motivated. Because motivation is fleeting, but discipline is what carries you through. Now, as we're talking about breaking free from mediocrity, I want to address something important. Comparison. In today's world, with social media constantly showing us highlight reels of other people's lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Being the person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Your journey is unique. Your path is your own. And comparing yourself to others, that's a surefire way to stay stuck in mediocrity. Because when you're busy looking at someone else's life, you're not focusing on your own. When you're wasting energy wishing you had what someone else has, you're not using that energy to create the life you want. So stop comparing. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. Focus on your own journey. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, because that's what breaking free from mediocrity is really about. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being the best you can be. And let me tell you, when you start focusing on your own growth, when you start celebrating your own progress, that's when things really start to shift. That's when you start to see just how far you've come and just how far you can go. Now, I want to talk about something that's absolutely crucial in this journey of breaking free from mediocrity: self-belief. You see, you can have all the skills in the world, all the knowledge, all the opportunities, but if you don't believe in yourself, none of it matters. Self-belief is the foundation of excellence. It's what gives you the courage to take risks, to push your boundaries, to keep going when things get tough. It's what allows you to see setbacks as temporary and challenges as opportunities. But here's the thing. Self-belief isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's something you cultivate through your thoughts, your words, and your actions. So how do you build self-belief? You start by recognizing your worth. You are valuable. You are worthy. You are capable of great things. And you need to remind yourself of that every single day. Speak kindly to yourself. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Learn from your mistakes instead of beating yourself up over them. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and support your dreams. And most importantly, take action, because self-belief grows through action. Every time you face a fear, every time you overcome an obstacle, every time you achieve a goal, no matter how small, you're building evidence that you are capable, that you are strong, that you can do whatever you set your mind to. And as that self-belief grows, you'll find yourself naturally breaking free from mediocrity. You'll find yourself taking on bigger challenges, dreaming bigger dreams, achieving things you once thought were impossible. Because when you truly believe in yourself, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Now, as we're talking about breaking free from mediocrity, I want to address something that often holds people back. the need for perfection. So many of us stay stuck in mediocrity because we're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect. But here's the truth. Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you wait for everything to be perfect before you take action, you'll be waiting forever. Excellence isn't about being perfect. It's about constant improvement, about always striving to be better. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop trying to get everything right before you start. Instead, embrace imperfect action. Start where you are with what you have. Take that first step, even if it's not perfect, because any step forward, no matter how small, is better than standing still. And here's the beautiful thing. As you take action, as you learn and grow, you'll naturally get better. You'll naturally move closer to excellence. But you've got to be willing to start, to make mistakes, to learn as you go. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every success story started with a single step. So take that step. Start your journey towards excellence today, right now, imperfections and all. Now, I want to talk about something that's crucial in breaking free from mediocrity: resilience. Because let me tell you, this journey isn't going to be smooth sailing. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to have days when you feel like giving up. And that's where resilience comes in. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from failures, to keep going when things get tough, to stay committed to your goals, even when the path forward isn't clear. It's about getting knocked down 7 times and standing up 8. It's about facing your fears and pushing through them. It's about turning setbacks into comebacks. And let me tell you, resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's a muscle you strengthen every time you face a challenge and refuse to let it defeat you. So how do you build resilience? You start by changing your perspective on challenges. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks, see them as opportunities to grow, to learn, to become stronger. When you face a setback, don't ask why me, ask what can I learn from this? When you encounter an obstacle, don't think this is impossible. Think, how can I overcome this? And most importantly, keep going. No matter how many times you fail, no matter how many setbacks you face, keep moving forward. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over mediocrity. Remember, the path to excellence isn't a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, ups and downs. But it's in navigating those twists and turns and pushing through those ups and downs that you truly break free from mediocrity and step into your greatness. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked in the pursuit of excellence: self-care. You see, breaking free from mediocrity isn't about running yourself into the ground. It's not about sacrificing your health, your relationships, your happiness in the name of success. True excellence, true greatness comes from a place of balance. It comes from taking care of yourself so that you have the energy, the clarity, the strength to pursue your goals with everything you've got. So prioritize your health, get enough sleep, eat well, exercise regularly. Take time to relax and recharge, nurture your relationships, feed your mind with positive, inspiring content. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give your best if you're running on empty. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's essential. It's what allows you to show up fully, to give your all, to truly break free from mediocrity. And let me tell you, when you start prioritizing self-care, when you start treating yourself with the same excellence you're striving for in other areas of your life, that's when things really start to shift. That's when you start operating at a whole new level. Now, I want to address something that often holds people back from breaking free from mediocrity: the fear of success. Yes, you heard that right. Many people are actually afraid of succeeding. Why? Because success means change. It means stepping into the unknown. It means leaving behind the familiar, even if the familiar isn't serving you. It means increased responsibility, increased visibility, increased expectations. And for many people, that's scary. It's easier to stay in the comfort of mediocrity than to step into the uncertainty of excellence. That fear of success is just another form of self-sabotage. It's just another way that mediocrity tries to keep you small. So I challenge you, might embrace the possibility of success, visualize it, feel it. Let yourself get excited about it. Because when you start seeing success as something positive, as something to look forward to rather than something to fear, that's when you really start breaking free from the shackles of mediocrity. And remember, success isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about living up to your full potential. It's about making the most of the gifts you've been given. Now, let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial in breaking free from mediocrity: continuous learning. In today's rapidly changing world, if you're not growing, you're falling behind. If you're not learning, you're becoming obsolete. So make a commitment to lifelong learning. Read books, take courses, seek out new experiences. Be curious, ask questions, challenge your assumptions, and don't just learn within your field. Expand your horizons. Learn about different subjects, different cultures, different perspectives, because often the biggest breakthroughs come from connecting ideas from different domains. And here's the beautiful thing about learning. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there is to learn. It keeps you humble. It keeps you hungry. It keeps you growing. So never stop learning. Never stop growing, because that constant growth, that's what keeps you breaking free from mediocrity day after day, year after year. Now, I want to talk about something that's often overlooked in the pursuit of excellence: gratitude. You see, breaking free from mediocrity isn't just about always wanting more, always striving for the next big. It's also about appreciating what you have, recognizing how far you've come. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. It helps you see the opportunities instead of the obstacles. It gives you the strength to keep going when things get tough. So take time each day to practice gratitude. Appreciate the small wins. Recognize the progress you've made. Be thankful for the challenges that have made you stronger. Because here's the thing: gratitude and excellence go hand in hand. When you're grateful for what you have, you're more likely to make the most of it. When you're appreciative of your opportunities, you're more likely to seize them. And let me tell you, when you combine a spirit of gratitude with a drive for excellence, that's when magic happens. That's when you not only break free from mediocrity, but also find joy and fulfillment in the process. Now, as we're nearing the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. Breaking free from mediocrity isn't a one-time event. It's not something you do once and then you're done. It's a daily choice. It's a lifelong commitment. Every day, you have the opportunity to choose excellence over mediocrity. Every decision you make, every action you take is either moving you towards greatness or keeping you stuck in the ordinary. So I challenge you, make that choice. Choose excellence, choose growth, choose to break free from mediocrity, not just today, not just tomorrow, but every single day for the rest of your life. Because here's the truth: you were not put on this earth to be average. You were not created to just get by. You were born to excel, to achieve, to make a difference. You have greatness inside you. You have talents and abilities that the world needs. You have the power to break free from mediocrity and step into a life of excellence. But that power, it's not going to activate itself. You've got to make the choice. You've got to take action. You've got to commit to the journey. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, there will be challenges. Yes, there will be days when you want to give up. But let me tell you something. It's worth it. The person you become in the process, the lives you touch, the impact you make, it's all worth it. So stand up, step up, break free from the chains of mediocrity that have been holding you back. Embrace your potential, pursue your dreams, live with passion and purpose. Because when you do that, when you commit to breaking free from mediocrity and stepping into your greatness, you don't just change your life, you change the world. So go out there, be excellent, be extraordinary, be the best version of yourself. And remember, mediocrity is a choice. Excellence is a choice. And that choice, it's yours to make. The world is waiting for your greatness. It's time to answer the call. It's time to break free from mediocrity and step into the extraordinary life you were meant to live.